Late last year, IKEA announced a whole bunch of new bits of smart home tech, and specifically, they all use matter over thread. That includes light bulbs, smart buttons, door and window sensors, motion sensors, temp sensors, and even a water leakage sensor. Oh, and a smart plug, although that doesn't appear to be available in the UK just yet, although I believe it is already available in the US. Now, you might be looking at that list that I'm showing and then looking at the collection of things that I have here and thinking, well, that isn't all the stuff, is it? Well, no. I bought all of this stuff with my own money, and a number of the things, especially the light bulbs, I either don't even have a way to use them here, I just don't have the sockets or fittings, or I just really don't need them. And I also didn't get the water leakage sensor or temperature sensor because those just were not available or were already out of stock by the time I wanted to get them. I actually had to drive 45 miles each way just to get two of these things. So yeah, I've got what I can and what I can actually use. Screw wasteful consumerism as much as possible. So what have we actually got here? Well, let me start with what I think is the true star of the show here, the Alpstuga. This thing is a tiny little clock. It's also a temperature and humidity sensor, and possibly most importantly, a CO2 and PM 2.5 sensor. For just £25! This thing is insane! Want to know how I know that? Because I am making a Zigbee CO2 sensor, and the sensor that this thing uses costs £5 per unit if you buy the whole reel. For someone like me, it's more like £6 per unit alone. The particulate matter sensor that's in here is the old style that uses a little functionally silent fan, so that is cheaper than the Bosch BMW 080 that I want to use, which is £25 per unit just for the sensor, although that one does PM1, 2.5 and 10. So yeah, I can tell you that this thing is not just competitively priced, it's aggressively priced. This STCC4 sensor from Sensorion is opening a lot of doors for home CO2 monitoring, and I am so here for it. This thing updates at least the CO2 level, the parts per million, every 10 seconds. That might be a little excessive, but it's damn cool. Whereas the particulate matter sensor is more like once every minute. I think it's every 50 seconds, specifically in Home Assistant. That is a load of really useful data. Although the amazing thing about this is that it's also a little display. It's a muted white light, which as far as I can tell never turns itself fully off, so it might not be a perfect choice for your bedroom, although it is meant to adjust the brightness to the room's level, so well, I'll leave that one up to you. Anyway, this is amazing for it being a standalone bit of kit that you can just glance at to see, oh hey, the CO2 reading is generally increasing as I talk out loud loudly in this room with the door closed. Funny that. Unsurprisingly, the CO2 sensor in here agrees with my own dev board version of the same sensor, as does the temperature and humidity sensor side. It all seems pretty accurate and crazy fast to update too. The only downside to this thing really is that it has a fan for the PM 2.5 sensor. That's it. This thing is an absolute steal, and for it to be a matter over thread device too, hot damn. Buy one now. Buy one while you can. It works great with Home Assistant 2 and can even have its firmware updated through Home Assistant and Thread with a few sort of tries anyway. It took me a few attempts, although apparently the new Matter.js that's currently in beta is going to make that a lot easier. Anyway, great stuff. Next, the motion sensor. This MIG spray sensor is a motion sensor, a PIR, not a presence sensor. See my video in the cards above for the difference on those two. So it isn't the fastest to respond, but it works well. And importantly for me, this also has a light sensor built in that reports in lux. That's crucial for me for this sort of sensor because, well, you don't want your Home Assistant automations to be turning your lights on when it's perfectly bright enough outside. You only want them to turn on when you need it, and this lets you do that really easily. I also want to note just how clever and well designed the housing specifically is. Like, if you want to mount this thing to a wall, well, it's pretty obvious. There's some holes on the back, you can just screw it to a wall, and you're golden, right? Except, what if you want to have this maybe at a bit of an angle from the wall, you know, maybe a 45-degree angle? Well, they've designed the back with two 45-degree angles and mounting holes so that you can easily attach it not only to a wall but at a nice angle, and you know, obviously tilt it because it's a single screw so that you can, you know, position it exactly where you want it. Brilliant. Also, if you pop the back cover off, you will find in here two adhesive strips. So you can also just stick it to the wall if you prefer, making it renter friendly. But they've also made sure that the bottom section is flat enough that it can sit on your desk or on a shelf or wherever, nice and solid, nice and stable, to have it as a standalone just set it and forget it device. This is genius design. This also uses two AAA batteries, meaning the battery life in this should be measured in years, unlike the ones that are powered by little coin cells. So that's another strong plus. Oh, and I should mention, this thing is just £7. 7! That's incredible value. This beats anything even from AliExpress. It's just amazing. And then there is the Macbeth, the door and window sensor. This thing takes just a single AAA battery and comes in two parts, the magnet and the sensor. The magnet goes on your door or window and the sensor goes on the frame, right next to it. And as you open the door or window, it sends a ping to Home Assistant to say, well, the door is opened, and when it's closed, well, you guessed it, it reports you've closed it. This is actually a really useful sensor that I've kind of been sleeping on for a while, both potentially for security, but more so for just convenience. Maybe it'll, you know, turn your hallway or, you know, like alleyway lights on or exterior lights on when you open the door. Or maybe it turns your heating down, or if you have smart TRVs like I do, it can turn that rad off when, until you've closed the door or window again. There are just a lot of uses for this thing, and again, for just £7? That's incredible value. And for a fully internet-free device as well, well, I just love it. And carrying on with, I guess, input devices, there is the Bilresas. I have 4 Bilresas, although confusingly there are actually 8 different versions of the Bilresa, 2 button with 4 colorways, or a scroll wheel, also with 4 colorways. You can either get the white one of each, or buy a 3-pack with green, red, and cream. I went for the 3-pack of the dual button ones for just £10 for 3? That's incredible. And one of the scroll wheel ones for just £4. And my god, these things are cool. So the dual button ones are pretty sleek. They use 2 AAA batteries, and obviously reporting the button sort of entities in HAS, it all works really well. They are magnetic sort of mounting. There's a thin steel plate that has some adhesive pads on the back, so you could stick this to wherever you want, and then this just, you know, magnetically attaches if you fancy. Although the nice thing about the magnet being in the button itself is that if you have a metal shelf, well, you can just stick it to the shelf or whatever, you know, and you don't need the adhesive bit. It's pretty handy, makes it nice and convenient for, you know, moving them around or just being able to grab them off the wall if you need to, I don't know, sit on the sofa and still want to control your lights or whatever. Who cares? It's pretty handy. But the award for the coolest thing here has to be the scroll wheel version. This also has the magnetic mounting, uses 2 AAA batteries, but first, the scroll wheel itself feels great. It's tactile and clicky, exactly what you want. You have a button in the middle, so, you know, if you want to use this for controlling a light, you can use it to turn on and off and scroll for, say, brightness, for example. This can do that. Except, you see those little dots in the middle where it turns out if you click the hidden button at the bottom, well, that cycles through 3 layers of controls. So you can actually control 3 lights, or, you know, one light's brightness and separately its color temperature, or a light and your central heating and the volume on your TV, assuming Home Assistant has access to that anyway. All from a £4 Matter over Thread remote. I love this so much. It is so cool. And speaking of lights, I bought the E14 version of the Cadge which is specifically the color temperature control only versions rather than RGB and color temperature control. But honestly, that's really all I actually want in a light bulb anyway. These are just £5 per bulb. That's like the same sort of cost of buying just regular LED bulbs from Tesco. So the fact that these have a Matter over Thread controller in here too is just mind-blowing. They're also brilliant. They are brighter than the standard bulbs I had in there anyway. They have a great color range from color temperature, and they have more than enough granular control. These are a great improvement for my office, at least with the wall sconces I somewhat inherited anyway. So yeah, I really like these too. I feel like it is worth mentioning the Home Assistant side of things too. As I detailed in a previous video, in the cards above for you if you're interested, my Matter thread setup is actually pretty simple. I have a sawn-off Zigbee dongle, the EFR32 based version. I think it's like the ZB dongle-E, that has flashed the open thread firmware, so that acts as the thread border router. And then I have a couple of Matter over Thread devices already, specifically an Eve smart plug and a Nanoleaf bulb. That's pretty much it. Adding these devices was all really smooth. Once I found out with my new phone I had to sync my thread credentials. You go into the settings for the companion app, then troubleshooting, and then click sync thread credentials. And then every single one of these devices connected basically without issue, reported correctly. The Bilresas, the 2-button ones, did have a little bit of a fuss, actually, getting them on the network. I had to connect them or reset them a few times. Maybe they weren't in pairing mode when I first got them, but anyway, once they're connected, they're very reliable, as appears everything here. Now, I've obviously got limited testing sort of experience with this, but these seem to be very reliable. They stick on the network well, and I've not had any issues with them at all. So, I highly recommend these things. Stock seems to come and go pretty quickly, so if you're on the fence about these, I would grab them while you can. If you've only got Zigbee devices right now, these might not be for you. As someone who does run both networks, it is a little annoying that they're using the same frequency and yet not working together in the mesh network like, well, you would hope they would. I am happily using both of these networks, at least for now though, so I'll leave that one up to you. In short though, these are an incredible value and seem to be great quality too. So yeah, great job IKEA. This feels like money really well spent. Of course, those are my thoughts, but I'd love to hear yours in the comments down below. What do you think about IKEA's new Matter over Thread devices? Are you interested in these? Are you going to pick up any, some, all? Let me know in the comments down below, and if you have any suggestions or comments, or if you do have them and you've had issues, please let me know in the comments down below as well. I would say that I'll leave links to these, but I don't have any sort of affiliate link or anything, so I'll just leave the IKEA news post where you can just copy and paste the names from it, because that's better than linking to 20 different products. And otherwise, if you want to check out my own hardware, including hopefully soon a Zigbee CO2 sensor, check out osrtt.com. And otherwise, feel free to hit the subscribe button, check out the plenty of other smart home videos that I've got on the end cards. And yeah, otherwise, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, we'll see you all in the next video.